Let's go.
Wednesday afternoon.
Battery is doing very well, by the way. I keep saying that. He's doing
Yeah.
very well. Scored 3 goals in 4 matches.
Very good.
And 2 assists. So he's doing very well. So is it a matter of not defense? Is it a matter of strikers, midfield? What do you think the problem is with Man United?
Yeah, they seem to lack a striker of note, someone who's a known goal scorer, don't they? As you say, the injuries are there. I have an idea. They tried to get Antony back from the loan. I'm sure there was something like that. But obviously, he's, as you say, he's doing very well. And I think I've said before that I always thought he was a very good footballer, but maybe he suffered a bad reaction to the grief that he got. Well, from all away fans seemed to give him a lot of grief, and possibly some of the home fans didn't seem to take to him for some reason. But I mean, I'm pleased he's doing very well somewhere else, which shows he's a good footballer. Yeah. But I'm just not sure whether Manchester United have. You don't really think of them now as the style of play that they've got. They always used to be this footballing side who great passers of the ball and strikers who knew where the goal was. At the moment, they do seem in some disarray. As I say, they've lost home games. I mean, I went up to Old Trafford a few weeks ago and Crystal Palace, my team, beat them. I wouldn't say I was expecting that result, although Palace are doing much better away from home than at home for whatever reasons. But I thought that on the day, the first 20 minutes, Manchester United were peppering our goal with corners and shots. And I'm sure if one had gone in, it could have been the first of many. But somehow Palace weathered the storm, doggedly played, and at the end of the game, it was 2-0 to Palace. And I think Manchester United have lost a number of games which they might have won if they'd have had maybe a more natural goal scorer or something is missing from their style of play at the moment. Again, you wonder whether the manager has got, as they say, got the dressing room, because that can cause discord and problems if the manager's not properly respected. I don't really think it's that, but I don't know. But it is a shame to see them almost losing very regularly now, and with a pundit who's, I can't think which person it was. I think it was one of their ex-players, but said I can't see them winning another game at the end until this season, and that they could be relegated. He actually said, I think they could be relegated, which I don't think they will be, because I think they will pick up enough points. But I think they are 15th, and this pundit said, bear in mind, there's only 2 clubs between Manchester United and the drop zone, so 16th and 17th. And I think they may have said 7 points above that. So, yeah, anything's possible mathematically. I mean, I don't really think the bottom 3 teams, it may be 3 out of the 4, will have enough points to stay up anyway. 3 of them clearly won't. But whether that gets beyond 30 points, in which case I think Man United will be fired, as the other teams there will be. But yeah, it's a mystery what's happened to Manchester United. You could say the same thing about Manchester City, as we've said. 2 Manchester teams have not had seasons they would have wanted or even expected at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Well, can I just say before I go on to the next topic, you don't have to keep repeating the fact that Crystal Palace.
But I do.
It's like you say that every given opportunity. Well, which we did 2 weeks ago.
I've got to grab these moments and highlight them when I can. No, as I say, it was a good result, but I actually genuinely feel a bit of sympathy for your team. I do. It's
Soft Family and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose. We all have a lovely show every weekday, so join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom, Dr. Glad.
No, as I say, it was a good result, but I actually genuinely feel a bit of sympathy for your team. I do. It's not not right for Manchester United to be very much into the bottom half of the Premier League. And you know, as a football fan, and of course we all have our own teams, but
Yeah.
I enjoy the whole Premier League and the games that I see, most of the games, and most of the teams. And Man United are one of the great teams. They always have been.
With
And
the
I don't
current
like
form.
to see them in this state.
No, with the current form, you kind of expect it anyway. But yeah, so we just move over to Liverpool a bit. So Cody Gakpo, he's not been.
Yeah.
Do you think he's falling out
He's
with
good.
Andy Scott? Is there something going on? Because he's been excluded from 2 games now, and it's not
Yeah.
like he's had any injuries.
Well, I wondered if he was injured though.
No, he wasn't.
But is it two games? I thought he came on in the one before last, but perhaps he didn't. But
Oh no,
it's if he's not injured, it's a surprise, because I think this has probably been one of his best seasons. Ironically, after Klopp has left, he tended to be a bit more of a bit part player under Klopp. But under Slot, I think he's been very good. He's a genuine footballer, a genuine threat. He can score lots of goals. He's a very instinctive scorer. So if there is something between them, that's obviously not great news, because that could also infect other people in the club. Once you lose, if there's a thing with one player, they can get people on their side and so on and so forth. But hopefully it's not that. It just may be. Do we know he actually isn't injured? Do we know that for sure?
Yeah, we do know he's actually not injured, because he was releasing I can't remember what he said in his statement that he released about why he didn't include him in that match against, was it Newcastle that they won, one of their recent matches anyway. He released a statement,
Yeah.
but I didn't quite get to read it, so I know he's not injured. So yeah, it could be something going on there. Just like Kevin De Bruyne, do we know anything about him?
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it? He doesn't seem to be starting many games, does he? I mean, sometimes he comes on. I mean, it's tempting to say, well, Pep sees him as getting a bit older now and so on, but even a bit older Kevin De Bruyne is worth 2 or 3 other footballers in most cases. So I'm just surprised, and I don't think De Bruyne is the sort of guy who will just sit down and accept that. If he doesn't get played, he'll want to go come the summer. He will, because footballers don't have a real.
Safemo and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose. We all have a lovely show every weekday. So join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom.